I've seen a lot of prop firms, I've seen a lot of funded accounts, but I've never seen something like this. Earn2Trade is a prop firm that has been established since 2016, and I'm not sure why not many people are talking about them. I'm going to go through their funded account in detail so you can see the differences and what makes Earn2Trade so unique. So they've been around for over 9 years, okay? Founded in 2025. I believe this coming winter, this upcoming December, they celebrate 10 years in business. And they are supported by the major platforms, Trade08, NinjaTrader, Rhythmic, TradingView, and Finamark systems. They have two account paths. They have two evaluations, the Trader Career Path and the Gauntlet Mini. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Trader Career Path. It is the most popular and it is my favorite one. The main difference is on the Trader Career Path, you start small and you scale up versus the Gauntlet Mini, you start with one account size and you stick to that account size. Again, I don't want to talk too much about the Gauntlet Mini because it's similar to what some other prop firms are offering out there versus the Trader Career Path is something, again, I have never seen before. Okay, so let's go at the top here, Trader Career Path. They have three different sizes, a 25,000, a 50,000, and a 100,000. Obviously, the size that you start is different, the pricing is different, the maximum payouts are different, and so on. But what's also different is the maximum account size that you do get. On the 25,000, you only upgrade to 200,000 versus these other two, you go all the way up to 400,000. Now, I'm going to talk about how that upgrade happens in just a second here. But first, let's talk about the evaluation, right? Because it is the first stage that no matter what prop firm you're trading with, you need to pass the evaluation. So let's just go with the 50,000. Probably more people are buying that. It is the most popular size across most prop firms. So you start with a $50,000 balance. Your profit goal is $3,000, pretty standard in the industry. End of day drawdown, $2,000. You have a loss limit of $1,100, a little bit over half of your max drawdown there. Maximum contracts up to 6 contracts, right? So you do have to follow the scaling plan that they have there. And the minimum trading days is 10, which that might seem a bit wow. Oh my God, like 10 days just to pass an evaluation? Yes. Okay. Just by looking at this valuation page, you're like, why the hell should I even listen to this guy? Why should I even try Earn2Trader? It's going to be take me 10 days to pass the evaluation. Trust me, it will make sense. Okay. Just give me a minute here. So staying on the evaluation, there's a free reset when you get rebuilt. There's no upfront activation fee. There is an activation fee on these accounts. Okay. It's $139. And I'm not sure if it says here, it doesn't say how much it is, but it's $139. But it is only deducted after your first payout. If you don't reach that first payout, you don't pay the activation fee. But if you do reach the first payout, the one-time activation fee will be deducted from that first payout. And I believe it's $139. Trading platforms are free, the ones that I mentioned a few minutes ago, right? NinjaTrader, TradingView, all of that. Now, something that is not mentioned on this page is there is a consistency rule of 30% on these evaluations, which in my opinion, it doesn't really matter much because if we do some quick math here, okay, so let's say you have this $3,000 goal here, $3,000 times that 30% activation fee, it means $900. So that is the maximum amount you can make per day. And why I think that's irrelevant is because even if you do this, even if you make 900, 900, 900, you will qualify in 3 days, but you still have to wait another 7 because of the minimum trading days. So I don't think a 30% consistency rule penalizes anyone because you still have to wait for those 10 days anyway. Now, before I jump and talk about the funded account, price-wise, this $50,000 TCP Trader Career Path is $190 per month. But if you use the discount code STASH, you actually get 60% off every single month. So you should get it at only $76, okay? Now, talking about the funded stage, let's say everything goes well, you pass this evaluation in 10 days, you'll be presented with two options, either a live sim or a live. A live sim is what all of the other prop firms are offering out there, okay? It's still a simulated environment, but it is considered a funded account where you can take real payouts from. Versus a live is an actual live account where your orders are going into the real market, right? They are real orders being sent through. Now, you will see that there's really not much big of a difference between the metrics here. So starting balance is $50,000. Profit target to advance is $3,000. This advance means you upgrade to the next level. Again, and we're going to talk about the stages here in a second, but $3,000 to advance to the next stage. End of day drawdown on the live sim, which that's one of the biggest differences versus on the live. It's a trailing drawdown of $2,000. Daily loss limit stays the same on both. Maximum contracts the same on both. Profit split 80% on both. So as you can see, the only difference on the metrics is the drawdown. One has trailing drawdown, one has end of day drawdown. So in my opinion, stick to the live sim at this stage. I wouldn't upgrade to the live right away. I actually have a video made about the differences between trailing drawdown and end of day drawdown. So probably link it somewhere above the video. But again, that's the main difference here. And the other difference when it comes to payouts on the live sim, if you reach the profit target of $3,000, you qualify for a payout of that full amount. Okay. So you hit $3,000, you take out $3,000. Obviously, profit split is 80%. So whatever is left after the 20% that they get. But on the live environment, it is $3,000 to advance, but you can actually take out profits even before that. So Earn2Trade does not have any consistency rule, does not have any minimum days to trade, does not have any minimum profits per day on the funded account. None of those rules exist on the funded level for Earn2Trade, no matter if it's a live sim or a live. So if you go with a live account, for example, again, $3,000 is the profit to advance. But if you, for example, make $300 and want to take that out of the account, you can definitely do that. And then when those payouts accumulate up to $3,000, they move you on to the next stage. And here's the kicker as well. Most prop firms, after you take out your first payout, will move your drawdown to your starting balance. Okay. Earn2Trade does not do that. Okay. The drawdown will only move up when you make profits. It doesn't matter if you're taking a payout or not, which is something else that, again, 99% of the prop firms out there are not doing. When you take a payout, let's say you hit $51,000 and your drawdown is still at 49,000. Let's say someone takes a $500 payout, the account balance is at 50,500, and then they would move that drawdown to the starting balance at 50 grand just because they took a payout. That doesn't happen again on Earn2Trade live accounts. And then the last thing not mentioned on this table, which I want to be transparent with you guys, the payout frequency is every 7 days. So how Earn2Trade works is by Friday, you have to submit your payout request and it gets sent to you Wednesday. So like every Wednesday, basically you can get a payout as long as you can submit it the Friday before. So you can get weekly payouts basically with Earn2Trade. Again, none of the consistency rules, minimum profit per day, even profit targets, right? On the live account, there's not even profit target. As long as you qualify for the minimum payout amount, which is $100, you can get a payout. Now, what happens after you make $3,000 of payouts, right? Let's say you get the funded account, you took out $3,000 of payouts. What happens next? Well, Earn2Trade has something really cool called a growth plan. So let's say we are going with the $50,000 valuation. We talked about these two stages, okay? The 50,000 valuation and the 50,000, either live sim or live. It's up to you which one you go. But after that, it's only live accounts. So after you accumulate $3,000 in payouts, they would move you to a new live account of $100,000, where now your profit goal is $6,000. Your trailing drawdown is $3,500. So you took the max payout of $3,000 and now you have an opportunity to make even more money with an even bigger drawdown. And again, because this is a live environment, you can take payouts as you go. You don't need to hit the $6,000 profit goal. If you make $300 and you want to take out that $300, be my guest, take out that payout. And if you're someone who trades big and let's say you hit that profit goal, you make $6,000 in one day, you qualify for that payout on Wednesday. Okay. You would get that payout on Wednesday and you'd move on to the next stage. Again, you won't get $6,000 because you do have the payout split 80%, 20%. But once you do the math there, you do get 80% of that with basically no rules. Okay. No consistency rules, no minimum profits per day. You can use trade. It's crazy. Again, I'm not sure why not many people are talking about Earn2Trade, especially since they've been around since 2016, one of the oldest prop firms in the game. But yes, once you take out that $6,000 worth of payouts, no matter if it's one payout or multiple payouts, you move on to the next stage of $200,000 live account. Now the drawdown is $6,000 and you have an opportunity to make $11,000. If you do make another $11,000 there, you get moved to another live account of $400,000. You have a profit goal of $40,000. And the best news here, the drawdown is fixed at $388,000, which is basically a $12,000 fixed drawdown. Wild, I know. So altogether, in terms of how much in payouts you can get from this $50,000 account, so it's $3,000 here, another 6,000 here, that's $9,000, another 11 here, that's $20,000, and another 40 here, that's $60,000 you can get just from this growth plan. And what happens afterwards, it depends on each individual. They would either give you more capital, move you to another account, but you do continue your progression. Okay. This is what a trader career path does for you. Now, Earn2Trade works closely with prop firms, again, real prop firms to provide you this capital. So it is looking for good traders. And you could understand by this specific program, by this specific structure, that it is looking for good traders, not people who want to pass evaluations in one day. Again, nothing against that, but it's a different business model where you're copy trading a lot of accounts and you're just trying to maximize all you can from the sim environment versus Earn2Trade. It's this path and you are only allowed one account. There's no copy trading or any of that. But if you want to make more, you can always go with the TCP 100. Okay. You grow up to $400,000, but you do have an opportunity to start a little bit bigger, right? A little bit bigger profit goals and a little bit bigger drawdown from the start as well. Now, if you scroll a little bit lower, you will see those goals and rules that we talked about at the beginning. They are mentioned on Earn2Trade's website, right? So the goals to actually pass the evaluation and then also the rules that you need to follow. And if you think this is the funded account that you are looking for, you can just go to Earn2Trade right now, click start now, choose one of the account sizes. Obviously, these are the full prices. As I said earlier, use code STASH at checkout. You get 60% off these prices here, which makes it a no-brainer. There's no activation fee upfront either. Right? So if you get the 60% off here, it'll be about $76. Activation fee only gets taken out on your first payout, so there's nothing upfront. And if you're still confused about any of the rules that we went over, make sure you use StashAI. It has all of the knowledge, all of the information that you need to know about Earn2Trade and most major platforms out there. So use it to your advantage, whether you need help about the consistency rule, the progression ladders, the different account sizes, use Stash AI to your advantage. And always, if you do enjoy this type of content, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Definitely does help the channel grow quite a lot. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think of these Earn2Trade accounts?